if we've got somebody listening, maybe this is too granular, but what's something they can do tomorrow that can start them down that path to making more money? I mean, I'm not waiting for my website to work. I've got some quotes coming up. What can I do
to start making more money?
Yeah.
All right. Well, two things. I'll give you a mindset thing, and then I'll give you a tactical thing. How's that?
That's what
the mindset thing is. You gotta start reframing your self-talk, right? So if you're telling yourself, like I did for years, Rebers never make money, I'll never make that type of money, that's a problem. Reframe that stuff. I have a book here that I write in, every day, and I just have my affirmations on here. I got them all over my phone. Like, I'm a magnet for money and success. I choose to be wealthy. Like, all these things I continually barrage myself with, because most of the messages we get in the world are anti that, and also whatever our worldview is growing up, right? Like, you bring that with you. So if you're not combating that, like those negative self-talk things, like I thought about the guy next to me in the car, he's a jerk. He must've ripped somebody off. Right. So you just got to restart reframing stuff. Number one, I don't want to, and that's not some woo-woo thing, guys. It's like, you get more of what you focus on. Number two, you want to make more money immediately. I am picking up the phone. I am doing what's called a UIT, unexpected intentional touch. That is a term. I've been doing these for years, but I never had a term for them. It's a term that one of my coaches actually calls these, so I ripped it off. And it's basically, let's say I build a thing for you, Khalil, right? I don't know, whatever the thing is. I build you a deck. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
Or a building or whatever. I'm going to pick up my phone and 3 times a day, it takes about maybe 15 minutes of your life each day. Okay. I'm going to pick a past client. I'm going to send them a text or a video via text. That's my way. This is not a bulk message. This is, hey, Khalil, it's Tom from ABC Construction. I was just thinking about the thing that we built for you last year. I know you said prior to us doing it, you had tried a couple other things that didn't seem to last, and it's been about a year. I wanted to see how it's holding up. How's it looking? Hit me back when you get a minute. That's it. It is not a sales pitch. It is not, what can I bid on? Because what happens with this is all you're doing is you showing them that you still give a crap.
Yeah.
Most of us do a job, we do a sale, and then it's like wham, bam, on to the next one, right? And this one thing done consistently, what we've found, we've been teaching this for years, turns into about a 5% conversion rate annually of new work. So Bob is a GC of ours in the Midwest, and I was telling this story at our event a month ago in Denver. Bob was there, and he was off to my left, and I'm like, are you cool if I tell this story? And he's like, yeah. And I said, good, because I have a slide for it. So anyway, there's 400 contractors in the room, and I said, and I read a text that Bob had sent me. He goes, dude, these UITs are no joke. He said, in the last 12 months, I've deposited over $1 million in my bank account from this action each day.
Wow.
Okay. And because what happens is they'll be like, oh yeah, it's still looking great, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool, man. I was just thinking about you, wanted to make sure we're good. Fist bump, see you later, right? Occasionally they'll be like, oh, you know what? It's so cool to hear from you because we were thinking about this, or my neighbor was talking about this, or my father-in-law was talking about this, or the thing you built for us, it's great, but we just realized it ain't big enough. We need it bigger. Okay. That's what happens to Bob and many others. So I'm up there telling this story. I get off stage, I walk over, I give Bob a hug when my talk is done, and I'm like, dude, thanks for letting me share that story. He goes, you're not going to believe this. I said, what? He says, while you were telling the story, I sold another $130,000 from that. Okay.
Wow.
I did a talk in Florida a week or two ago. sitting in there. When I do my talks, I have everyone pull out their phone and I go, I want you all to send a UIT right now to somebody that you did a project for. Every time I do it, somebody makes some money. Like 30-year-old kid sold a $15,000 project 5-10 minutes after I had him do this. I did a commercial or I did a private workshop for a painting company. Within 24 hours of me having them do that in the workshop, they had 80 grand of new business. Okay. So that is hands down the number one thing. And I want to work the math with you guys on this because consistency is key. All right. There are about 264 work days a year if you take out holidays and weekends. Okay. If you send 3 of these a day consistently, all right, doesn't take but a minute or two. Now, the time is, the only time that's required is when they engage in a conversation with you. Hey, give me a call because I wanted to ask you something. Now, but this is not a pitch. This is, I care about you because you do. That's why you do this. I want to know what's going on. I want to know how the thing's looking. How's it holding up? Whatever. So that's 792 at-bats a year times 5%. You're walking with about 39 projects times your average project size. If it's 25 grand, it's dang near $1 million more dollars.
$1 million.
Okay.
Wow.
Some of them are going to be 3 grand. Some are going to be 200 grand, but you get the point. And is it going to be exactly 39 projects? No, but I guarantee it'll be 39 sales conversations.
Yeah.
And maybe they won't do it now. Maybe they'll do it later. So this is what we talk a lot about in the fight is you got to stack the small things every day that compound over time to get you to where you want to go. You got to win those moments. And that's one of my biggest complaints of salespeople in general, whether you're the owner or a salesperson, I don't care what your role is, but you're selling stuff, is you're like a freaking baby bird, right? In the nest, waiting for the Google gods to feed you a worm, right? Give me a lead. Company, boss, give me a lead. Go find your own leads. They're sitting right there in your database.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you how much money is waiting for the average contractor. It might not be I built them a house or I built them a new building. They're not going to do that every year. Yeah, but you know what? They might go, we've been thinking about, having a company do maintenance. Do you guys do that? It's a conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe it's, hey, Joe, checking in on you. Oh, hey, man, I don't work there anymore. I actually took a new job and I'm over here now.
Yeah.
Because life changes. So for God's sake, just do 3 of these a day.
What I like about that so much, that's a perfect answer. That's not what I was expecting. I thought you were going to say get your margins 50%. But hopefully somebody listening to us, Khalil, is doing that right now.
I hope so.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love that stuff. That's something sitting around moaning because you don't have work. What can I do? What can I do? There you go.